We begun day 4, and I would say that there were W's for both sides today, okay? We saw some very, very interesting testimony from that lead detective who was on the stand at the end of yesterday. If you remember, the day the court proceedings ended yesterday, we had just seen the surveillance footage inside the convenience store where Quando Rondo and Lil Pab were getting snacks from at the gas station before the shooting went down.
Opa, seja bem-vindo ao canal. Mais uma atualização aqui do caso Lil Derek. Como de costume, eu vou fazer a tradução do que ele está dizendo aí, né, para português. Então, ele está falando que ontem viu-se as fotos, as imagens, né, do Quando Rondo acompanhado do seu primo lá na Califórnia, quando eles foram comprar snacks lá no lugar onde vendem coisas, né? E vamos continuar aí para ouvir mais.
Now, what's really crazy is that we saw that footage, we saw it timed up with multiple angles of the shooting, but then the detective came back and he dropped a couple bombs. He said he got phone records for everyone. They've got Jam's IG.
Ele falou que a coisa ficou um pouco maluca porque eles viram as imagens de todos os ângulos e além de terem visto as imagens de todos os ângulos, o detetive disse que ele tem as fotografias, mensagens e tudo do celular de todos os envolvidos no caso. Então essa é uma bomba, né?
Messages that led to phone numbers, and they got phone numbers for everybody. Lindsay, Jam, Vonnie, Jones, Dee, Asa Houston, they got all the numbers.
E eles falam que tem o número de todos. Vamos ver o telefone de todos. Do OTF Jam, OTF Vonnie, o Didi, o Houston, o próprio Lil Durk, todos.
They got all the calls that they made to each other. It was bad. But one of the craziest things that came up was Vonnie's car. Vonnie's car is a big problem. So it was parked 2 blocks away when the murder went down. But we now found out that it may well have actually seen Quando Rondo fly past in the Escalade after the shooting happened, after they fled the scene. So that's crazy. It sounded like Vonnie's car was lying in wait, waiting and looking out, seeing what happened. And then after that, he dipped out of there. Now, obviously, we know that he went to In-N-Out.
Nossa, esse caso aí tá ficando complicado, principalmente por Vonnie. Principalmente por Vonnie, porque até agora parece que todos estão assim, meio que tá fazendo uma de snitch, sabe? Contra o Vonnie, tá entregando tudo para o Vonnie. Então, ele disse que o maior problema nisso tudo foi o carro do Vonnie. O carro do Vonnie foi visto lá do lado onde aconteceu o shooting, né? O tiroteio, onde eles mataram o primo de Quando Rondo. O Vonnie ficou lá no carro dele esperando quando o Quando Rondo passou com o carro dele junto com o Lil Pab, ele tava lá no carro a ver todos os movimentos do Quando Rondo.
And we saw some pretty messed up footage inside the In-N-Out of the 3 shooters and Dee, all inside the In-N-Out. This was extended footage. We already saw that they were apparently wearing the same shoes and the same pants as they were wearing at the shooting. But after
outra boa reação que eles tiveram, outra cagada que eles fizeram aí. Ele disse que o Didi, o Vonnie, né, e o OTF Jam estavam com a mesma roupa depois. Tipo, apareceram com as mesmas roupas que as imagens de segurança de lá viram eles, tipo, a fazer o assassinato, né? Depois que olharam as imagens num outro lugar já, eles estavam com a mesma roupa. Então, isso aí mostra muita coisa, né? O caso aí tá se complicando.
that, what we saw was a very extended and long kind of sequence inside the In-N-Out burger where the guys were all kind of checking their phones, they were looking at their phones, they were kind of like having their arms around each other, showing each other stuff. Jam was on the phone for an extended period of time. I'm not going to lie, it looked like some of the other guys were kind of looking at Jam like, yo, you really on the phone right now? But then everyone was kind of looking at their phones. People was, I don't know if they was texting, looking at the news, showing each other things. They didn't say this outright, but I think they were trying to infer that they might have been looking at the news as far as what happened to Quando Rondo, because not long after they showed that, they showed the TMZ footage that was captured at the scene of Pab being removed from the car and Quando screaming no. That same footage that you probably saw everywhere right after this incident happened. Now, we already saw the body cam footage of the first responder that actually took Pab out the car, but now
Então, ele tá falando das imagens que viram lá nesse trail dele, lá no tribunal, todo mundo viu as imagens. E lançaram as imagens de quando o Rondo já estava lá gritando, chorando, depois da morte do Lil Pab. Lançaram as imagens os primeiros socorristas, né, que foram lá para socorrer o Lil Pab. E estavam lançando as imagens. E ele também falou aí que eles estavam toda hora lá no celular. Toda hora no celular. Quer dizer, as imagens de segurança que pegou eles, né? Viu que eles, os membros da UTF que supostamente participaram do assassinato, estavam lá sempre com o celular. E pareceu que estavam a informar-se entre eles, né? Onde é que estava ali o pub, onde é que estava, não sei e tal.
we saw that TMZ footage, and in context of the guys all being on their phones in and out, that wasn't a great look. And I'll be honest with you, Dirk had some really great moments, but he looked kind of frustrated when that news was being put across. I don't know what he was thinking, but it definitely was probably like quite frustrating for him to see these people that he allegedly has connections to all on their phones so soon after something like this happened. But again, that doesn't necessarily mean anything yet. They haven't proven that.
Então, ele fala aí que isso ainda não significa nada, que não tá ganho, mas o Lil Durk não tava quieto lá hoje, né, no tribunal lá. Eu tô gravando esse vídeo no dia 25, mas provavelmente eu só vou postar ele amanhã, que é dia 26. Então você vai estar vendo amanhã. O Lil Durk não tava quieto, tava apreensivo e parecia meio preocupado, né? Até agora as coisas estavam muito a favor dele, mas hoje ficou um pouco complicado para ele.
They were looking at the news, what they were doing with the phones, but obviously the fact that they was in and out in the same shoes and the same pants as were on the surveillance footage and the ski mask of the shooting wasn't great. Now, what was really interesting is we kind of saw messages of Didi apparently having a back and forth with, I guess, some kind of like IG baddie who he was talking to. He was having conversations with a girl saying, I'm on my way to LA. She's saying, why didn't you bring me? And he said, I didn't know I was going to LA till 2 hours before the flight. Now, that doesn't necessarily
Olha outra conversa mais do Didi. O Didi estava conversando com uma menina e disse para ele que eu vou para Los Angeles, e é onde aconteceu o assassinato. Vou para Los Angeles, a menina falou, por que você não me levou? Ele falou que foi um voo marcado 2 horas antes de ter ido o voo, né? Aí ele pegou de surpresa, assim. Complicado as coisas hoje.
Prove anything, but it's just interesting to just see kind of more context and him basically saying, I flew out there. Now that doesn't help when you're hearing these claims that, you know, they flew out with just the shirts on their back to commit this crime. But again, the feds are kind of building up a picture at this point. Obviously, apparently, the flights were booked by somebody that worked for Dirk. Dirk and his team, they made it very clear. Brian Still said, asked the detective, does Dirk even know what's going on with his bank account? Does he check his bank accounts? They didn't really have any proof that Dirk knew what was going on with his Amex cards. They have all different kinds of people, but the flights were booked at the...
E a complicação é que o cartão do Lil Durk é que foi usado aí, mas o advogado dele, do Lil Durk, disse que o Durk não usa mais aquele cartão há muito tempo. Estava sendo usado pelos outros membros da UTF e isso não tem nada a ver com ele. E quando usaram, ele não soube, ninguém o informou nem nada.
In and out, like basically, apparently, as they were going into the in and out, while they were outside the in and out, all of their flights back to Chicago were booked right after this supposed successful hit. Now, we saw Jam on the phone a whole bunch. We saw everybody all looking at their phones. Lindsay hands a phone to Didi to show him something. They're all looking at their phones, all kind of talking. There's kind of moments where they sort of look like...
Aí tá dizendo que estavam a se mostrar coisas e depois de estar junto o Jam, no caso o Tiff Jam e o Tiff Didi, estavam se mostrando algumas fotos ou alguma coisa assim. Então, essas imagens todas, até agora os feds, né, estão construindo uma imagem com isso, da vida no seu argumento, os federais.
They're laughing, joking with each other a little bit. They seem like they're in a good mood, but they're also looking shifty. They're all in the in and out, kind of looking over their shoulders, like looking out the window. It's definitely looking a little bit suspect and a little bit shifty. But basically, like, we're trying to just like build up a picture of what was actually going on immediately after that.
Isso, e eles estão falando que naquele momento que eles estavam mostrando essa imagem, eles pareciam meio, sei lá, não estavam quietos, ficavam olhando de um lado para o outro, ficavam olhando pela janela, tudo mais.
Incident. So basically, after this, they were going back and forth. Jam was showing his phone to other people. They were all looking at each other's phone. I feel like Dirk was looking pretty pissed off. I noticed he was kind of doing this at certain points. He was kind of like.
Agora, ele disse que viu o Lil Durk assim, né? Se pegando assim, o Lil Durk parecia que tava nervoso ou aborrecido. Quer dizer, o Lil Durk ao ouvir isso tudo aí hoje, a ver as imagens, ficou cansado com os amigos dele aí, né? Como eu disse, esse cara aí é um cara que tá acompanhando em primeira mão lá o caso do Lil Durk, né? Então, eu vou estar sempre a atualizar aqui. Já falei que eu vou atualizar aqui tudo sobre esse trail. Vocês vão ver aqui nesse canal. Por isso, se inscreva aí para não perder nada.
A little bit. He was just looking a little bit frustrated with what he was seeing. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that he is cooked or anything like that necessarily, because he saw some good stuff. But when they brought up his Amex records to show the flights right after the in and out thing, I noticed he kind of grimaced. He was kind of like, he looked a little bit pissed, I'm not going to lie to you. So after that, another bombshell that was really, really bad news was that apparently, we'd sort of been hearing this rumor of Vonnie's car, the BMW M5, kind of going between locations, sitting at Dirk's house before the incident, leaving the morning of the incident from Dirk's house and being left there when they went to Miami. Well, what?
Ixi, aí outra bomba, ele disse. A outra bomba é o carro do Vonnie, do OTF Vonnie. Para quem não sabe, o OTF Vonnie era muito, muito próximo do King Von. E ele esteve lá na noite em que o King Von foi morto, né? Era braço direito do King Von. Era primo dele também. E depois disso aí o Lil Durk pegou ele, assim que o King Von morreu, e ficaram também muito chegados. E esse carro do OTF Vonnie estava lá, na casa do Lil Durk, antes do incidente, e sempre estava movendo-se em diferentes localizações. Então, isso aí tá sendo um problema também.
We heard, I thought that they were saying that the car went right back to Dirk's house immediately after the hit, but apparently that's not what happened. A lot of people were asking a question about a black Escalade that was identical to Quando Rondo's turning up to the In-N-Out Burger. Well, it turned out that when Vonnie left...
Ele disse que depois, antes e depois da morte, provavelmente o Vonnie esteve na casa do Lil Durk lá na Califórnia. Porque o Lil Durk estava lá também na Califórnia, né? Passando o tempo já. Ele estava lá.
That spot, he went and parked the car somewhere in Hollywood and he left it there for a few days. But you know what he did after he parked the BMW M5? He got an Uber on his account right back to Dirk's house. So that's not really a good look after all of this has gone down. You park off the car and go straight back to Dirk's house. Now, in addition to that, Didi had...
Aí, há outras informações que estão dizendo, segundo ele, estão dizendo que depois do assassinato, ele foi para um parque de estacionamento, né? Lá na Califórnia, deixou o carro dele lá, abandonou o carro lá e pegou um Uber para casa de quem? Do Lil Durk. Quer dizer, provavelmente ele foi informar ao Lil Durk que ele tinha acabado de cumprir a missão.
Messages where he apparently sent a viral clip to OTF members. Now, it kind of sounded a little bit like maybe Didi had sent this message. They showed the message that it was at in Quando Rondo. It said, at Quando Rondo, where your pipe was at, gang, with 3 laughing emojis, 5 smoke emojis, a demon emoji, it looked like a hurricane emoji, and some fire emojis along with the words risky. Now, they kind of made it sound like when the prosecution put this across that this was a message that that this was a message that Didi had put out there, or that Didi had added Quando Rondo in the comments. Well, that was kind of put across, and we heard a bunch of comments and responses from OTF members, apparently other members like Breezo, Lil Varney, TTE Wickedman, Boona. They were all in the comments basically in some kind of group thread where Didi had sent this message, and the unfortunate...
E viram a mensagem do Didi, né? Que ele mandou lá no grupo dele. No grupo deles da OTF. Os feds tiveram acesso. que ele tava zoando, praticamente ele tava zoando o Quadro Rondo. Perguntou onde é que ele tava agora, onde que tava a gangue dele. E colocou emoji de demônio, emoji de remoinho, né? Tornado. E emoji de risos. Aí os amigos dele da OTF, como o Lil Vone, o Buna e os outros, comentaram lá.
The thing is, we didn't find out until later that that was a clip from an Instagram account that showed the footage of Quando on the street screaming no, the TMZ footage that was shown in court. And Didi commented underneath that, said he playing crazy. Varney said he acting bad. While that was going on, Dirk was kind of scratching his head. I don't know if he looked a bit irritated or confused or just thinking, what the hell is this? What is this evidence got anything to do with me? But obviously it was a lot to get thrown onto him. But his lawyer, Brian Steele, came to the rescue soon after. And we saw probably...
Aí ele disse que teve um comentário de Ivone, né? E tal, como eu falei. E do próprio Lil Durk também. E disse agora que o advogado do Lil Durk entrou em ação também e salvou o show.
One of the biggest shows of power for Lil Durk in this trial so far. Brian Steele got up there, he begun his cross-examination against the detectives, and I'm not going to lie, he was putting a little bit of belt to ass to some of those detectives. Brian Steele is showing why he's a multi-million-dollar lawyer, and he attacked the credibility of the witnesses.
Aí ele falou que o advogado o Brian Steele, né, o advogado do Lil Durk, tá mostrando o porquê que ele é um advogado multimilionário. Porque ele disse que deu uma sova nos detetives lá, né? Vamos ver aí.
Very succinctly, he said, okay, detective, he said, you spoke to a bunch of the cooperators personally, right? You spoke to Jam, right? They said, yeah. He said, you were present with...
Ele perguntou para os detetives, o Derek, conversou com o Jam, sim? Ele falou sim.
12 different interviews with Jam. The detective said, I don't even know how many times. But it was definitely many. They basically
Perguntou para eles quantas vezes ele já conversou, já teve entrevistas com o Jam, né? Aí os detetives não conseguiram responder, só dizendo que definitivamente muitas.
on to say Jam was interviewed over 30 times. The detective said, possibly. They said Jam was in confinement, right? Don't they record meetings? They said Jam only had 3 recorded interviews out of over 30. So Brian Steele was putting in work, making Dirk kind of look good and really trashing the credibility of these witnesses. Now, Jam hasn't taken the stand yet. There's a rumor that Jam might be taking the stand or that Jam might...
Aí o advogado falou que é mentira, que ele não teve nenhuma entrevista, porque ele estava em confinamento, né? Estava preso a domicílio e tal. Então não teve essa outra entrevista que o detetive disse que tinha. E aí ele falou que também o Jam provavelmente vai testemunhar contra o Lil Durk, provavelmente, né? E ele ainda não, o Jam e os outros ainda não tomaram seu lugar por enquanto. Acho que provavelmente amanhã eles falam. Eu trago aqui. Então, basicamente o que eu quero trazer aqui nesse vídeo de hoje é isso. Se você gostou do vídeo, deixa o seu like, subscreva no canal. É nóis. Vou continuar atualizando aqui sobre.